It starts out well enough, and then it starts to get rougher. I'm not sure if I should be doing this to my Jeep. Okay.
Get out of here to where the weather is clear. We'll take some coffee and some...
So as we left off in last episode in part 1 of Death Valley, I had dropped off my camper at the RV campgrounds at Stovepipe Wells and gone to see the nearby Mesquite Flat Dunes. It was still afternoon, a hot afternoon, so I decided to head on to the visitor center at Furnace Creek, the other little oasis of civilization in the park.
So on our way here to Furnace Creek, we're now at sea level. We just passed a sign saying we're at sea level. And as you can see, we're descending even more. And as you know from the other day, Badwater Basin is 282 feet below sea level, the lowest point in the United States. Here we are at the Furnace Creek Visitor Center. We're gonna get a map.
This visitor center is quite nice, award-winning in fact, with maps, a little museum, merchandise of course, and even a film. Here you'll learn how Death Valley is the hottest, the driest, and the lowest, but also you'll enjoy some information about the history. This history includes, by the way, the Timbisha Shoshone people who, after being displaced from their land for many, many decades, in 2000 were granted land within the national park, back in their ancestral home. So this little village of Furnace Creek has gasoline, a couple of nice hotels, even an ice cream parlor. It's pricier for sure than Stovepipe Wells, which is a mere 25 miles away. And we'll have a peek at those hotels, the inn at Death Valley and the ranch at Death Valley, in the next episode. That is the highest place, over 11,000 feet. And then the lowest place, where would that be? That would be Badwater Basin. No. Wrong button. There. The lowest place in the United States. Don't forget to check out that film if you have time. It's cool inside, and it's narrated by human actor Donald Sutherland.
There's this high-end hotel out here in Death Valley. It's pretty neat looking.
So we're going to take a right when we see the inn at Death Valley, instead of continuing on 190, and go on to Badwater Road. And you'll pass several attractions along the way, but I've decided to go to the southmost one first, Badwater Basin. The advice around Death Valley is to do your touring in the morning before 10 a.m. or evening when it's less hot. But I was out today in the afternoon heat.
All these beautiful rock formations to the left of us as we go out on this road. And on the right is a valley.
This place is the lowest point in the United States. The lowest point below sea level, which is 282 feet. And that is Badwater Basin. So here, let's go see it. There's a marker up there. I don't know if you can see it. It says sea level. Here we go. We're going to zoom in. There's sea level up there. So we're entering the salt flats, which is made up of basically table salt. This is all padded down though. I think further on there's some curious formations of salt. Well, we're walking out here and no cool salt formations as yet. I don't think you get a sense of the heat right now. It is hot. Most people look from the parking lot, but a few have ventured out here further. And that reminds me, I want to give a shout out to Tran from the Dallas area who walked with me at this point and actually inspired me to go out further to look for salt crystal formations. So it's very wet. We may not be getting the crystal formations because it's very wet here right now. This is all from the aquifer, I think. Some formations in this park are millions of years old, and others are very, very new. It was named Badwater Basin because a guy tried to get his mule to drink from the waters it was forming from the aquifer, and it was too salty, so it was bad water. So there's the Badwater Basin, and we're heading back up toward Furnace Creek. And we'll see some other attractions on the way, but we passed them already, but we're going to see them back on the way. We're going to Natural Bridge here, which is the next attraction up from Badwater Basin. And it's about 2.5 miles on a dirt road, looks like. We're not hauling this time, though. It is a rough 2.5 miles. Oh, I'm not sure if it's worth it unless you have a good vehicle for this kind of road. Bathroom. So cool. 2.5 was deceiving, I think, because they're saying it's only a third of a mile to the natural bridge from the parking lot, and I feel like we only went about 1.5 miles up to the parking lot. So I was afraid we we're gonna have to do another mile on that bumpy road, or hike a mile in and a mile out, and it's pretty hot still. So not too bad. Okay, we made it around the corner and out of the sun. Oh. The sun is knocking it out of me. Definitely some movie rocks here. Star Wars, Westerns. Pretty cool. Just stopped here to rest for a second. I feel like I'm getting into one of those situations where I need to listen to your body. My body is telling me it's time to turn around. But I know it's not that far. But I'm here. I saw another car, but pretty much by myself. So I'm just going to go a tiny bit further around the next corner and see if I see it. If I don't see it, then I'm turning around, and I'll give you a link to another video where you can see the natural bridge. Because, you know, sometimes you do what you can do. And this body is not in the best shape. I need it to be in better shape, but that's not where it's at right now. I just got some advice from 3 nice young people who said it's actually quite a bit further, and they didn't even go all the way because it involves some climbing and stuff. So we're just gonna go to this. This looks like it could be it. They thought it was further. Anyway, this is as far as we're gonna go up here. It's pretty cool though, these rock formations. Okay, sorry people. I'm not gonna go under it. I'm starting to get dizzy a little bit. And if I close my eyes, I can see like a donut shape with a little tiny hole, but more like a nebula. And it's lavender color with yellowish edges, and it's getting bigger. I'm going downhill. Sorry I don't have any shots from underneath it, but it's pretty cool. All right, we're heading back. Downhill should be easier. Whew. The shade is good. Well, I'm starting to pick up a little energy going downhill now. That uphill makes all the difference when you're when you kind of been zapped all day by the sun in a very intense way. Okay, so that might have actually been the natural bridge that we saw. I think they were talking about the natural bridge canyon. Narrows dramatically, enters much older and harder bedrock. So I think that was the natural bridge that we saw. We're just gonna sit here and take a rest for a little bit. I'm here for tomorrow. I don't need to fit everything in today. It just was it was convenient to do the painted canyon thing today while I'm here. Oh boy. Maybe we'll do Dante's lookout cliff. Dante's lookout. Dante's view. Instead, as the sun is going down. Man, take care of your human body out there. I need to do better. See all that salt down there? Here we are traveling on Badwater Road to Dante's View. As the sun starts to wane, it gets quite scenic. Great shadows there. We're going towards Dante's View and Zabriskie Point. See if we can get over there before the sun goes down. The colors are quite varied and amazing. Check out this green in the hills or mountains. Okay, we barely made it to Dante's View before sunset. As you can see. From what I read on the brain feed, it's spectacular here during a full moon as the salt flats below are ghostly white. They got creative with the hellish names, I suppose to entice the tourist. Dante's View, is named after Dante Alighieri, the author of Divina Commedia, Divine Comedy, also known as Dante's Inferno, a poem about a trip through the circles of hell. So I suppose the valley below is supposed to be hell. Next episode, by the way, we'll visit the Devil's Cornfield and the Devil's Golf Course, also sensationally named just for the tourist trade. Dante's View, by the way, was apparently in Star Wars 4 as one of the locations. I believe, as you look down at the valley, that was supposed to be Mos Eisley. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, part 2 of Death Valley. I'll see you next week for part 3. By the way, very quickly, if you like the show, consider Buy Me a Coffee to help support the show. Buy Me a Coffee is a great way for creators and artists to accept one-time support or membership ongoing from their fans for the price of a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/BrainFire to help the show. Thank you.
Take some coffee and some bagels and get out of here to where the